Hey everyone, this is DE235, and I'm here to talk about my impressions of Xenoblade Chronicles. As of right now, I've gotten 40 hours into the game, and I can say that I'm really digging it. What what I like the most is the story, the characters, and the combat. The combat is a sort of mix of turn-based or the kind of combat you saw in um, Final Fantasy VI, I believe, where there was a time base where every character had to wait a certain time, and it wasn't a turn-based one. It was more action-oriented. And then there's also the movement base where you have to move around your enemies and attack from the back. It basically takes advantage of weak points on enemies, where certain attacks do more damage or cause debuffs depending on where you hit them. They'll either do critical damage or add debuffs, either attacking from the side or the back. So yeah, and it also takes into account things like you see in MMOs, like tanking and healing. It abides to that, but there's also more flexibility to that if you want to get into it. So yeah, I like the combat system, very flexible. But what I really like is the characters and the story. Now, the story, it begins out very simply as, you could say a kid tries to save the world thing, but it's more like a kid tries to get revenge. But then it grows into more like political stuff, where these different factions start getting involved and people of different interests, and it starts becoming less black and white, and it starts becoming like who's on the right side and what's really going on. It takes place on the top of these two titans, the Bionis and Mechonis, who were able to battle a long time ago and kill each other in battle, and now their corpses have created life. The main character, or one of the main characters, is Shulk. He is I believe, if I remember, archaeologist who was researching this weapon, the Monado, the weapon of the Mechonis that it used to kill. No, wait, the weapon of the Bionis that it used to kill the Mechonis. And the previous wielder, Dunban, who got injured using it, was given to Shulk to research its power and find out how to use it. His friend Rhine and his other friend Fiora, they live together in this colony called Colony 9, and it gets attacked by Mechon. The Mechon are the enemy of the Homs, who are the humans of this game. And once it gets attacked, if certain events force Shulk to use the Monado, and he finds out that he can see the future, and it shoots off from there. There's a lot of other stuff that happens, but ultimately he goes on a quest to get revenge on Mechon for destroying his city, or his colony. Yeah, and he also finds out that he's the chosen one of the Monado. There are other characters, and there's not a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that I won't be getting into, but I hope I get a good setup. Give a good setup. Anyway, yeah, I like that Shulk's let's say scientist. I call him that. He seems to be more calculating. He doesn't seem to. He's brash, but he's brash, but not to the point where it becomes a detriment to the people around him. He has his goal in mind, but he doesn't let it cloud his judgment. I like that kind of character. I like that about him. His friend Rhine is a little bit more straightforward, but not as. He also cares for Shulk, and he does say things that are true. I think he's more the realist. You meet other characters, but I won't get into that either. That's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to cover. This game is huge. This game is really huge. It takes place on this giant titan that is dead, and you get to see the huge vistas that the game shows you. Like, you get to see the spot where, like, you're on the Bionis knee or leg, and you see the Mechonis, the dead Mechonis swing its dead sword, or its sword stuck in the Bionis' head. I can get those names mixed up too. But anyway, yeah. Vistas like that, these Titans are huge and you're running along them. They don't say X Valley, they usually just refer to the body parts that they're going to because they're so big. And yeah, they're on a giant Titan. So, yeah. There's, you get about, let's see, 7 characters in your party eventually. I have 6 right now, and I have to wait for the other one. I don't think I'm all that far into the game though. Even though I'm 40 hours in, I don't think I'm like halfway through yet. But I'll see. This game's gonna take me a while to complete, and once it's completed, I'm gonna go and play the last story. But not before. I'm gonna finish Xenoblade, then the last story, because boy, that's gonna take some time. But yeah, I am really enjoying it so far, and I cannot wait to see it through. And oh, the side quests. The side quests are, well, they don't tell you where to go. They don't explicitly tell you where to go in side quests. But if you just pay attention to what it's saying, you'll have no problems finding your way through. And then there's the party system, where the more certain party members interact or battle with each other, the more their affinity goes up, and that can unlock places where they can have a heart-to-heart, a little conversation that increases their affinity for each other. They also do better in battle, and it also plays into the gem crafting system, where you kill monsters, you get gems, and then you can also make certain gems to give you certain buffs, like better HP, or cause certain debuffs to have better effect, or resistances, and that stuff. Yeah, deep game. Really deep game. But I think I said all I can say about that at the moment. Anyway, I wanted to bring up the topic of talking to what few subscribers I have on Skype. I would really like to talk to people, have one-on-one conversations or multiple conversations with people. Just talk about games or anything else that comes across. I moved to a new area and I don't know a lot of people there, and it's really difficult to find people with the same interests as me. And being that this is the internet, it's a lot easier. So if you ever have the time, just call me on Skype and we'll just have a nice conversation. And if you agree with that, just send me a PM and we'll go from there. But thanks. See ya.
Game